you so much for the welcome and the chance to share with you for just a few minutes this morning some thoughts about the ways in which the art of discipleship is reflected in our Christian community here, and actually maybe this morning some seeds of something that will grow into something bigger, a way of being a prophetic voice in laughter. I love the fact that God called to Ezekiel 26 centuries ago, as we read in the Hebrew Scriptures, mortal human, stand up. And God had to say that to Ezekiel because as Ezekiel encountered the presence of God, he just fell over in a heap. Mortal human, stand up. I'm so thrilled that I'm here today, All Saints, to be with you at a moment when you're considering an art project in which you might give voice to children and young people, as well as using your own voice to bring a prophetic message, a message of creative discipleship to this community. I also love the fact, as our New Testament reading reminded us, of how God in Jesus called his first followers, and what transformation came to those who followed Jesus in the 3 years of his ministry in the Gospels. One evidence of that transformation that really interests me is the Gospels themselves. Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. Not, I think, written by members of Jesus' 12 first group of first followers, but actually influenced by them, connected to them. A connection with Mark's Gospel this morning. I think Mark puts himself in his own Gospel, and I think Peter is the key voice behind that Gospel. And would you notice there that from extraordinarily ordinary people, came 4 books, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. 4 pieces of extraordinary literary creativity that changed the world. And we're still reading them, thousands of miles away, thousands of years later, in Loughborough this morning. I love the way in which Matthew, Mark, Luke and John show the vibrant, dynamic creativity of that first Christian community that gathered around Jesus and that was saved by his life, by his love and by his death. Now, I think I'm here this morning because I'm a religious educator, and I have the honour of running a competition that runs all over the UK and actually spills over internationally as well in some ways. And this competition we call Spirited Arts. And the competition asks children in school, they might be 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, all across the age range. It asks those children, would you take an idea, a spiritual theme, maybe a question, and would you create a work of art that expresses your response to that idea? I brought one with me into church this morning, and I've got 25 more with me that I'll share over lunchtime, and we do hope you'll be able to be part of the lunchtime today. The one that I brought, I'll just hold up for you. I don't know if it's big enough for you to see. It's as big as I can make it, okay? This is by 10-year-old Ira. I mean, for a start, she's great, isn't she? I wish I could draw like this. I wish I could paint like this. I wonder what I've been doing all my life, really, as I take a look at 10-year-old Ira's piece of work. I just put a commentary on it on the back so that I can read it for you. She says, we have far more in common with each other than that which divides us. We are all different, but we are all the same. I've drawn a tree with leaves around it, and the leaves represent people because every person is different. The tree represents everything in life that holds together. We're all different, but we're all the same at the same time. That's prize-winning stuff from a 10-year-old's consciousness. And as we think about ways in which the Christian communities, this one included, are treading a pathway towards a greater inclusion, then including young voices, 10-year-old voices in that, is a part of what I think we have an opportunity to pursue in the project that is maybe being seeded this morning. Your project, your art project, We Are All Saints, potentially goes out into this community as an expression of your discipleship, of your ways of following Jesus, and it's going to invite children in schools. That's the bit that I'm particularly hoping to be helpful with. It's going to invite children in schools to explore for themselves what it might mean to be a disciple, to follow Jesus. And it's called We Are All Saints, because if you think of saints as just a tiny minority of the Christian community, the especially holy and exalted ones, well, read the New Testament again more carefully, because the New Testament scriptures will broaden your vision, will say to you, you're a saint, Everybody who follows Jesus is a saint. God calls us all to a holy life. Now, of course, that's formidable, isn't it? Because, well, I don't feel very holy. And I don't feel much like a saint. And if someone called me Saint Lat, I'd be embarrassed because I know what I'm like for real. But saints are holy, not because of what they do, but by God's grace. It's not a thing for a Christian person to do, to hype up their own status and to claim that they're nearly perfect already. Instead, Christian people must try and say as humbly as we can, God is good, and God is full of grace, and God has put his own image, God's own image, in me and in you. And to live your best life is to live the life of a follower of Jesus, a disciple. So that idea that we are all saints, what a great project I've found it, I really love it. That idea we are all saints is leading us perhaps to be able to go into 3 or 4 local schools and to meet and work with 100 or 200 children and young people using some of Eddy's inspirational, and Eddy's next and you're going to love it, Eddy's inspirational ideas and work, giving creative opportunities to children 4, 5, 8, 9, 15, 16, and inviting young people in schools to consider this question: what would it be like to be a follower of Jesus? What would it be like to be a disciple of our Jesus? In the reading from Ezekiel, Ezekiel is thrown down in the presence of God. But God says to him, mortal human, stand up on your feet and I will speak. Do you remember the next line? It says, it doesn't say, I got up because I was good at getting up. It says, the Spirit raised me to my feet, and God spoke. And God said to Ezekiel, go and talk to the rebels in your nation, because God loves a rebel. And God sent Ezekiel, not in his own capacity and strength and talent and holiness, his own saintliness. God sent Ezekiel in the power of grace to take a message to the rebels of this country. Can we stand in God's presence? No, I don't think we'd be good at that. Not unless the Spirit lifts us up and enables us to stand. And if we do that, I loved singing with you this morning. God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy, compassion and peace. If we do that, like Ezekiel, then to be all saints and to be people who follow Jesus in our heart as a form of our discipleship, well, that's a really exciting prospect. And that's why I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for the opportunity to come and share this with you today. Eddy.
Good morning, church. Thank you for the warm welcome today for myself and my little sidekick, my daughter. It's a pleasure to be here, and I really like the fact that Lat started talking before me and really drew out why it's good to be creative as a Christian. I've been blessed to be creative, blessed to be a Christian, and also blessed to be a human being. And I'm also blessed to be amongst you today to find out what it is the church is about and to see what you really want these paintings to depict and what you want the paintings to be. So why I'm here is to really listen to you, to find out from you, to get ideas from you, and to see how we can work this together, because without you, the paintings will be meaningless. The paintings will not have value. So you're the people that are going to add value to it. You're going to add beauty to it. I'm just there with the brush and the paint and to do some fancy stuff. But the real value comes from you. And without you, I can't do it. So I urge you to please join us after lunch and see what your inputs can be into these paintings. I want you to own these paintings so it becomes yours. It becomes a part of the church, a part of the community. And I hope that at the end, everybody will come out satisfied. Before this, in 2023, I did something similar. I did Stations of the Cross paintings for a church in Birmingham in Portugal. And exactly what I'm going to do with you this afternoon is what I did with them. And just to show you a flavour of what we'll be doing, I'll just show you a very short video. So that's me doing a workshop with them. Without them, I probably would have been able to make the paintings to everyone's satisfaction and to God's satisfaction. There's another video I'm going to show after lunch that shows all the stations of the cross on the day of the launch. Also, I'll be showing some of my paintings, and we'll be talking through things like symbolism, iconography, and generally just know what happens in the church, the community, what kind of paintings you really want, what do you want the saints to represent. Just to give you a taste of, this is a self-portrait I made, and it just depicts some of the ideas I've got in my head that I'll be discussing with you around figurative painting and also about symbolism. So I'd like someone to ask me a question about why the apple is there later on. Thank you.